Good. So when riding the bike in winter, I always have the problem of freezing hands. But guess what? Not anymore. Hopefully. Whatever. So this is lithium batteries and should be some gloves in there. So let's have a look at it and see if they are any good. So this box is really cool. Opening it has the same feeling as opening the Nixie clocks from the Russian package some years ago. And yes, I opened it before, but I didn't unpack it. So what do we get in this box? Right, we get a manual. That is helpful, I think. And we get a charger. Obviously not an EU style, but we get... Okay, that's broken already. Or what? Something bent in there when trying to put this in there. But anyway, I think it's a USB plug here. And of course we have the cable. Since we have two gloves, we have to charge them separately. And therefore we have a Y-shaped cable. So one plug for the power for the USB and two Ys for each single hand or glove one. So looking at this was one size fits all. So, oh yeah, here we go. So I couldn't really try them. This is one battery and there's the other battery. And what do we have here? Lots of Chinese, don't know. What we can see is in 2600 milliamp hours, 7.4 volts. This will be like two batteries, 3.7 volts, 8.7 when charged most likely. And here's the adapter. This goes into here and we can see some, hopefully the protection circuit there. Same thing with this thing. So we have two batteries here, and let's try them on. Oh, the tiny hands. Oh, yeah. Okay, they barely fit. Okay, if I move them a bit, then maybe this gets better. Okay, this is this. And the other hand also works. So I think I will be able to drive with them. We have some kind of strap here for whatever reason, I don't know. And we have the pouch for the battery on the side. Let's put that away and this away and clean up the picture. Okay, here's a cable. Obviously no switch or something like this. And this cable runs somewhere. Okay, so there's a tiny hole on the side. It disappears, I don't know where it's going. Anyway, let's plug it in and see if it lights up or if it warms up. So since there's no button, I don't think I can switch this on or off, but I can tuck the battery in there. Oh yeah, and it's getting warm. And it's getting warm in the fingers. Ooh, that's nice. That's good. So right now the fingers are getting warm. But not the back of the hand and not the thumb. Okay. It's good and it's not burning already. That's good too. So they do not seem to be particularly better insulated than your standard cheap. Ooh, they're cozy and it's getting warm here too. Than your cheap gloves you buy in the dollar store or something. But this is nice fake leather. And it looks to be like the sewing was nice too. Okay, it's still warm, so I have the temperature meter and see the glove that was not in there is like 17 degrees. And this, can you see? Oh, it's already like 26 degrees on the outside. And I didn't charge the batteries. And for, oh, that's cozy. That could actually work in winter. If the batteries are not catching fire or something like this. Still don't know what that is for. And we have a little protector in here. If we flip it around, it's just white fluffy stuff, so maybe I don't know what it is. Ah, and here the details are okay. I have to say I paid like 25 euros for them, shipping included. So that's way okay. As long as they are warm and wind tight, this could work. I will put it in here. And then I have this USB power meter. We put it in there and we are with 7, even below 7.4 volts. So these things need to be charged up, right? And this doesn't change. No, 7.2. So maybe it wasn't the best idea to plug them in, but whatever. 2 weeks later. Alrighty, another 2 weeks passed in just a cut, and here we are. Now I finally had time to take it out on the road and test it, because temperatures now dropped in January. At first it was above 0 degrees, so between 5 and 0 degrees, or 5 and 1 degrees. And I have to say that those gloves are really nice in these temperatures, so you don't need the heating at all. You can work with them maybe until 0 degrees Celsius, of course. And your hands may get cold, but they won't freeze, so they are not itchy after you drove like half an hour. That's my standard. The fit is good for my big hands. I usually have like 10 and a half size, or glove size. They fit perfectly. The battery is located up here, which is over the wrist, right? So it sits like here, which is it's comfortable, so it's a good place. So it looks a little bulky, but you don't feel it at all. Okay, you feel the weight, of course, but it's not distracting or getting in your way. It's just there, and you get used to it very much. I'm still thinking of removing this thing because I don't know what I'm using this for, or if it gives me any more protection or whatnot. You see the stitching comes. Yeah, this is like okay, it's 25 euros, so don't judge. And okay, yeah. Up to 0 or 1 degrees, it's nice without the heating element. Below that, you can activate it by just plugging it in. Wait a few seconds and it gets warm. It's really nice. And I tested it, so it got about -6 degrees. So temperatures where normally my fingers would itch after half an hour of driving, and I need like a few minutes to warm them up again, and they're really painful and stuff like that. But now, having used this, the heated gloves, they were actually quite normal. So it was like 3 degrees, so it felt like driving in 3 degrees Celsius, I think. So your hands are getting warm from the top. The only problem is the heating element on the thumb isn't that strong, or maybe because it's more exposed than the other fingers, so the thumb gets a little cold, but it was cold and not freezing cold, but you felt the difference. Also, using these gloves, you may start sweating earlier because the warmth obviously goes in your blood, and then it gets up the arm, and then yeah, it's a really nice way to heat you up in the cold environment. And I used it for cycling, obviously, with the wind coming in. So they are not great in wind isolation. I think if it's getting colder than -5-6 degrees, I have to add a layer of wind protection to it. But then it should be fine again. Nice, and they get warm quite instantly. So if you are leaving the flat or so, if you plug them in before you leave the house, they are warm until you are outside on the road. Time. So my measurement is one bike ride is about 20-25 minutes. And I'm getting used to charging it every 4 rides. So one way return, and then charging it. This is about almost 2 hours of usage, and then I charge it. Officially they last like 3 hours, I think. But yeah, you know how it is. I don't want to test it in the cold environment, because if you're in the -degrees and you're using these gloves, it really gets cold. So without the battery, it's no fun. Charging time is about 3 to 4 hours, depends on the charging state, of course. The connector is a standard USB connector, as you see here. Obviously you can plug in the second battery, but I do not want to use it. Obviously you have room for the second battery, for the second glove, and you can charge them at the same time. Looking at it, you see there's 8.14 volts coming out. So to charge it, you just plug it in here. Something like this. All the brains for charging is in this charger, and this is why I didn't exchange it for any other charger right now. The second thing you might notice is that this came with a Chinese plug, I think. Anyway, I had to open it and fiddle around, and then I closed it, and then I put Kapton on it. So this is a European plug now. The worst thing about this thing is this is USB. And as you see, there are 8.4 volts coming out of the battery. And this also is a USB receptacle. And if you have a look at this down here, you see it also provides like 8.4 volts, which is 8.4 volts provided on the USB plug. As you might remember, all the other USB stuff runs on 5.1, 5.2 volts. So yeah, I do not want to know what happens if I plug one of these into a standard USB device, because 8.4 is much more than 5.1 or 2. So this is really, really bad. I really don't like this, and I really want to fix this. I don't know how I want to do this. Maybe I open this and I just solder in the plug, or I use another plug here, or I just use more Kapton tape and put it around. But this I don't like. 8.4 volts on USB is really no-go. Apart from having a crappy connection here, these gloves do a really nice job. I think this is the first time in cycling in sub-0 degrees that my hands weren't freezing at all. And this all for 25 euros. Almost around 25 euros delivered. So nice. Right now I'm really pleased. Yeah, but that's it on the battery powered heated gloves. Let me put this in frame. So interesting package. I liked it. Yeah, nothing more to say. Thanks a lot for watching. Happy cycling.